Drop a like on this video within the next 5 seconds or Ronnie 2K will make every decision for 2K for the next 5 years. I wouldn't risk it. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be showing you guys a build that 2K just turned into a demigod with patch 3. If you guys want to see everything 2K added onto patch 3, make sure to go check out my last video. But the most important thing was builds over 80 ball handling can now get pro dribble moves, which is the explosive behind the back and the Curry slide that's so overpowered. Now, if you guys want a new top 5 best builds on NBA 2K21, make sure to get this video to 5,000 likes and I got you guys. Also, comment down below what you think right now after patch 3 is the best build on 2K21. Now, what's so important about this patch is there's going to be much more varieties of builds on 2K21, so you can look at it that way as a W. I'm not sure about the rest of the patch because I haven't actually played a part game yet, but the best build in the game by far was the playmaking shot creator, which I still think is the best build in the game, but now you can make so many other builds because they can get pro dribble moves. So let's get straight into it, and I'm going to show you guys what this build can do and its stats. Okay, so this pie chart, you can go with this one or this one, right? But I'm going to show you guys why you want to go with this one 100%. You can go with this one to get the driving dunk a little bit better, but this one right here is going to be much better for you because you get 2 Hall of Fame badge categories. Now, I've told you guys for 3 to 4 years now that the best builds in the game are always going to be 2 Hall of Fame badge categories because especially in 2K20 and 2K21, badges mean so much more than attributes do. So the physical pie we're going to go with is the speed. You want to get the most speed possible on this build. Now, this one is very easy to create. You want to go all the way up on finishing, all the way up on shooting, and you guys are going to see you're going to get 22 finishing and 22 shooting badges, and they're both going to be Hall of Fame badge categories. So you want to obviously fix this up right here all the way to where you're going to be able to get 16 playmaking. Then with the rest of your points, you're going to go perimeter defense and lateral. Now I want to show you guys something real quick. Okay, so defense and rebounding, you only really need perimeter and lateral as a guard or anything under small forward, but if you guys want to fully max out the lateral quickness, you can go down 10 on the playmaking. You'll lose a little bit. You guys see you'll lose a little bit. You want to go down 9 actually, and you can actually fill this out, get a max lateral quickness and max perimeter with only 1 loss of your playmaking badge. Now real quick, I'm going to compare this build to the LeBron James Joe Knows build, which is very similar. Okay, his also gets Hall of Fame badge categories in 2 spots, but it's finishing and playmaking versus this one being finishing and shooting. So now you guys know on 2K21 it's much harder to shoot than it is on 2K20, so having the Hall of Fame badges and having 10 more shooting badges is going to help you guys out a lot. So you can go either way you want depending on your play style, but so I just wanted to show you guys a comparison of another offensive juggernaut. It also gets the same amount of speed and basically the same amount of every single physical stat. So once we jump into this build and actually creating it, the attributes and badges is a good thing, but the most important thing about this build is the height and wingspan, which we're going to talk about in just a second. So body shape does not matter at all this year. Now for the height, we're going to go with 6'5", and I'll show you guys exactly why. Remember, we're wanting to get over an 80 ball handling on this build to get the pro dribble move. That's what makes it so much better than it was before patch 3, because now you can do extra moves and that's going to help you out a lot. Okay, so you want to go down on the speed almost all the way down, and you want to get that extra acceleration right there at 179 pounds. So right now we're at a 78 ball handling. Once you get into the wingspan, you want to make the wingspan all the way up, max wingspan. So you're going to be better at defense. You only have 1 defensive badge, but you're going to have a max wingspan at 6'5", so you should be able to guard almost every single person you go up against. You do lose 4 points on your 3-pointer, but once you get to 99 overall on this build, you're going to have an 81 with hot spots, with jump shot boost, with Hall of Fame shooting badges. You're going to be just fine. Now what's so important about going all the way up on the wingspan, guys, as you see, is the driving dunk. If you go 1 down, you only get an 80, meaning at 99 overall, you're going to get contact dunks, but you're not going to get the elite contact dunks at the 85 driving dunk. So if you have an 81 at 98 overall, you're going to unlock contact dunks, and 99 overall, you're going to unlock elite contact dunks. So you're going to get a build that has all the contact dunks, Hall of Fame finishing badges, and an 81 3-pointer with Hall of Fame shooting badges, plus being able to get the new dribble moves that you can get over 80 ball handling, so the pro dribble moves, whereas a few days ago you could not. 76 perimeter defense and 75 lateral, meaning at 99 overall you're going to have an 80 perimeter defense and a 79 lateral, which is really good, especially being max wingspan and 6'5". You're not going to really be missing out on those badges. So as you see, we're 86 speed, 85 acceleration. Also, once you go into the Gatorade facility and you do those practice drills and stuff, you'll have a 90 speed and 89 acceleration. So into the takeover, this is very important. This is going to really make your build over the top. So the slashing takeover is very overpowered this year. You get insane blow bys and you get really unstoppable contact dunks. So it's either up to the slashing takeover or the sharpshooting takeover. Now you guys can go with playmaking takeover. Right now you're not really going to get a lot of ankle breakers because there's only like one animation in the entire game. We'll see if 2K adds them into the game. Really the only advantage right now for playmaking takeover is that you get a boost to your dimer and you lose a lot less stamina when you dribble, plus you get a little bit more speed. Okay, so you might want to go with playmaking take, but for right now, if there's no ankle breakers in the game, really I'm not going with playmaking takeover. And sharpshooting takeover, you can do the exact same thing with the spot up shooter takeover. So guys, if I was to make this build, I'm going with the slashing take. All right, I want my opponent to fear me in the paint. So when they do that, guess what I gotta do? I'm going to spray with my Hall of Fame shooting badges. So if I was to make this build, I'm going with the slashing takeover. If you're not very good at shooting on 2K21, I'd probably go with the sharpshooting take, but I'm going with the slashing take on this game. And you see right here, we're going to have the slasher build. Now there's a million different versions of the slasher build, but I believe this is the best one right here in the game. Now let's get into the badges and you guys will see what I would put on if I was to make this build, which I probably will. This will probably be my last build on 2K21. Into the badges, as you guys see, it gets Hall of Fame finishing and Hall of Fame shooting badges, which is perfect. You're going to be an absolute demon on offense. Okay, so you want contact finisher on Hall of Fame, giant slayer on Hall of Fame before anything else. Then I'm going to go down to slithery finisher Hall of Fame. You're going to want that for sure. You're going to want these three badges 100% before you touch anything else. I'm going fancy on silver. I'm going consistent on Hall of Fame. Then I'm going Pro Touch on silver and Relentless on silver. I think this right here is the perfect badge setup. You guys can go down a little bit on consistent. Maybe you want to put on Pro Touch a little bit more, maybe Relentless a little more, but that's pretty much it for the build on the finishing badges. Into the shooting, we talked about this in the last build video, that this is basically the perfect amount of badges you would want on 2K21 is around 22. So you want Deadeye, Hall of Fame, Hot Start Hall of Fame. I've made a whole video on it. Hot Start is godly. Green Machine on Hall of Fame, Hot Zone Hunter on Hall of Fame, but do not put on Hot Zone Hunter until you guys get your hot spots. Then these last two are really up to you, but I'd probably go with silver tireless shooter or bronze, and then go with bronze difficult shots as well. So remember guys, do not put on Hot Zone Hunter until you have your hot spots. So let's say you do not have this on, I'm going with tireless shooter on gold, and I'm going with difficult shots on gold, or you can go with difficult shots on silver, and I'd throw catch and shoot on depending on your playstyle if you guys are catch and shooting at all. So into the playmaking badges, you guys know I like my Hall of Fame playmaking, but on this build, it's an exception. Okay, so you still get 15, which is good. You can go with dimer gold, floor general gold, handles for days gold, quick step gold, and you still got 3 more. Now keep in mind, ankle breaker doesn't really work yet. We're gonna see what they do with that depending on when you're watching this video. Space creator doesn't really work yet. So right now, for now, I'm going with stop and go on gold. Now if they do add ankle breakers into the game, I'm probably going to take off floor general and put that on gold. Otherwise, this is the actual perfect setup right here, and you don't need any others. You could go down on floor general and put on bronze unpluckable, but other than that, that's pretty much it for the playmaking badges. Like I said guys, it all comes down to your playstyle at the end of the day, but I would like to help you out and, you know, try and show you what you should be having on mostly. Okay, so clamps is going to be your one defensive badge, and that's it for the build guys. It is a certified demigod, 60 to 61 badges, 2 Hall of Fame badge categories, contact dunks, pro dribble moves. What else could you want on a build? This is an absolute offensive juggernaut demigod build. Okay, if you're running this build on the 2s, you're going to be dropping people off. At the 3s, if you guard the corner, it doesn't even matter that you only have 1 defensive badge. But even if you are guarding someone, you're still 6'5" with max wingspan. So it's not going to be that big of a deal that you only have 1 defensive badge. Okay, guys, it's your boy Badge Plug. You have been plugged in. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't yet. Like I said, man, top 5 best builds is way different than it was before patch 3. So get this video to 5,000 likes and I got you guys. All right, real quick, 2 very important things that I also said in the video is to make sure if you're creating this build to have on jump shot boost. If you're lacking in VC and you cannot do it, check out this screenshot. I'm going to pop up on the screen real quick. Another method is playing 1v1 blacktop as Curry and playing against a 67 overall player on rookie difficulty till 5 points. The game ends in 30 seconds and you'll get 200 to 300 VC per game. So after about 5 minutes, you should 100% have enough jump shot boost for 10 games. So if you grind it out for half an hour, you should have jump shot boost for 50 games, which most of you guys are not playing more than 50 games a day, right? So there you go for that. All right, so the next thing that I said to make sure you guys do, because this will put your build over the top, is every single week you want to go into the Gatorade facility and do your drills. All right, you'll get +4 speed, +4 vertical, +4 strength, and it's going to help you guys out a lot. If you go into the back of this Gatorade thing, if you do this drill, you'll get 25% off Gatorade. This one right here in the back. So once you do this right here, Gatorade will also be cheaper if you guys want some more stamina on your player. Now, a way to avoid that is to win a championship in my career. It's called the Gym Rat Badge, or hit Superstar 2 on 2K21. Once you get that, you have a permanent boost to your speed, stamina, strength, vertical, and acceleration. So there's a bunch of ways you guys can do it, and there you go, guys, man. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'm out. Peace.